Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? We have, well, it's going to be a shorter episode this week because we don't have all that many questions. I'm getting the impression that people are running out of questions, to be honest, so we will see about continuing this series or not, because if people are running out of questions, obviously there's this, it's going to be a really, really short episode, and then, yeah, so maybe we'll sort of go to once a month or something, and I'll start playing something else instead. I'm not quite sure yet. I haven't really decided. We'll see how it goes the next few weeks. My save game, I had to revert to an older save because somebody decided to come onto this map and destroy everything we had, and I know who it was. It was someone who has been here and has played on this game and had some fun with it, and then cleverly remembered the password and the login details and decided that it would be a really good idea to log back in at a later date, and yeah. So bad things happened, and our whole save game was completely obliterated. Everything was done. They loaded the place up with dynamite and blew everything up. As you remember from the end of last week, it was all gone, every single little bit with it. But we found out who it was, stern words were had, and it won't be happening again. Anyway, moving on. This week, like I said, we've only got a few questions, so I'm just going to do a little bit here in the garden, and after I've done here, we will then go back to the slime farm and continue on over there, because I've now got to basically do everything that I did last week. It's got to be redone, but I'm probably going to do it in a slightly different way, I think, just because that's what I'd like to do. And is that all of the wheat harvested? Yes. Okay, that's everything. Right, anyway. Jop Bogertz was first. Slime, will you show some Gorilla version 5 Easter eggs? I wasn't actually aware that there were any Easter eggs on it, to be honest. And if there are, I don't really know. I don't actually have plans to sort of demonstrate Easter eggs and show them because, like I said, I didn't realise that there were any there. And I mean, if there is, then yes, by all means, I could show some Easter eggs if people really want to see them. But like I said, I don't know what they are or where I would find them or anything else. So at the moment, no, I don't have any plans to show any. But if I do if I see anything that shouts out to me, then yes, I will probably at least mention it, even if I don't do anything else. Gaming Guy, are you going to visit Lithuania anytime? Anytime. Well, certainly not anytime soon, but who knows, maybe one day I will visit Lithuania, and people want me to visit the Netherlands, and all kinds of places. Who knows, maybe the Frithgar World Tour will happen one day. It's not going to happen this week, and it's almost certainly not going to happen next week either. So, yeah, don't go booking any tickets or anything just yet, because, like I said, my world tour probably isn't going to start just yet. But yeah, there's a lot of places I'd like to visit. There really is. There's a huge number of places I'd like to visit. I think it would be absolutely awesome to go and visit all different countries. And I would, obviously, I would let people know if I was planning to visit. I would try to do something so that I could meet with fans or anything like that. It would be absolutely awesome. A brilliant kind of thing to do. But I don't have any plans to do it just yet. Why is there not any growing there? Is that one like grown too high or something? It should grow. If I take an axe and chop through that one there. Oh no, it just kind of does. I didn't think that it was supposed to be able to even fall into those little areas there. I thought that the point of having the stake over the top of it was that they couldn't fall into it. Well, apparently they can. Right, Ivan0902, Frithgar, try in Gorilla a tractor torpedo 6206 version 2. The mod is perfect for Gorilla. I can take a look at it. You'll probably have to remind me again of what the mod is, because it's torpedo something 6206. I will try to remember to take a look at it and try it out. I've tried out I'm using John Deere's in the Texas one at the moment, and I know that this particular person does send me quite a lot of John Deere mods, so I do use the different mods that I get sent, if I can. I mean, I do try to. You can't always use all of the mods that you sent, and it's not ideal, because I know that there's a lot of mods that people send me that they would really love for me to be able to use, and I'm just not able to, and it's not ideal, but I kind of do what I can. How's the grass doing? Well, it's nearly up here. I want the grass to get all the way up here, and then we can think about moving some sheep in. Jeff2146 was talking about Warhammer Fantasy and Warhammer 40k. Now, Warhammer Fantasy it ended with the end times, and that was kind of like the end of Warhammer Fantasy, which is a real shame to me because that's the one that I like. The new version of it is kind of more a skirmish game rather than a battle game like the Warhammer Fantasy. Warhammer Fantasy was like epic battles, whereas the new one is just kind of skirmishes, and I prefer the epic battles. That is really absolutely the one that I prefer. And I'm not a fan of the new one, but it's not just done for me. It was done from a business point of view because the Warhammer Fantasy was a lot less popular than the other one, so that's kind of the reason that they did it. And I don't blame them for doing it, really. It makes sense from their point of view. It definitely makes sense. It's just not something that I'm appreciative of because I really liked the old game. I liked how things were back in the old days. But yeah, that's probably just me showing my age, because apparently as you get older you prefer the old days a lot more than when you're younger. Very bizarre thing to happen, really, isn't it? Right, what's in here? We've got 5 chickens and 9 feathers so far. We're doing well. The cooked chicken cooker is doing an excellent job, because now we've got so many chickens up there that it's really starting to push out the eggs, which means that is now working quite well. I'm quite pleased with how that one's grown. Gardens are all doing well. So let's just drop off the pumpkins and the wheat and the sugar cane and those seeds and the carrots. Oh, and the watermelons. And more wheat. We'll keep those seeds just in case we want them. I'm not quite sure what we'll want them for, but we might. You never know. I'm not going to do any more work on that one today. We'll go for a little wander. But yeah, so Jeff2146 has given me a basic rundown on the Warhammer 40k universe. Basically, the Primarch of the Ultramarines woke up from his coma after he was put there during the Horus Heresy and started screwing around with the gene seed of all current active chapters of Space Marines and created the Primaris. Is it the Primaris or Primaris? I think it's the Primaris Marines, and not all chapters like that. Next to the fact that you had Guillemon split the Imperium into the Imperium Secundus under his control, and then the Imperium of Man mostly ignoring him because they didn't really like that. So you've got the Imperium of Man has now been split into 2. You've got the Imperium Secundus as well, and you've got extra Space Marines and Space Marine chapters, and the gene seed has been damaged again. So, time set day, let's just do... Oh, no, I need to go... I'm sure it's time set day, isn't it? Yeah. So, yeah, I really do like the whole backstory for the Warhammer 40k universe. I just never... The actual game itself just never really appealed to me. So, this idea that mankind has reached a point where they can easily manipulate their own gene seed. And this is something that it backfired big time in several different ways, and so now the gene seed for mankind is kind of a sacred thing, and it cannot be messed with. And so, but you still get people who are messing with the gene seeds, and you get races who are messing with gene seeds, and it's causing problems. And that is one of the things that I absolutely loves, the fact that they're messing, that they can play around and alter their own genetic coding. Is just fantastic, and it sort of leaves so many possibilities for different things open, and there's so much backstory in the 40k universe. It's just unbelievable. I mean, the Warhammer Fantasy backstory was pretty awesome on its own right. There were so many things you could do with the Warhammer Fantasy world. It just, yeah, there was just absolutely massive amounts of stuff that you could do, which was just awesome. It was brilliant. There was so much you could do with it. But now it's gone, and that is the end of the Warhammer Fantasy universe, and now it's completely different. So you basically got like all these different worlds and stuff, and I'm not a great fan of what they've done with it, I've got to be honest, but I have said that before. But anyway, I need to move on. The Farmer Ben with a Farmer Will. Are you going to release a save game for Texas when the series is done? Yes, absolutely. I will not be including any of the mods that I have altered when I release a save game. I will remove all the mods that aren't standard Mod Hub mods. and then you can have the map and you can do whatever you like with it. I may even remove every single mod and not keep any. I went a little bit too far there, so let's just put those back in there like that. Yeah, I may even keep the just remove every single machine off of the map, because it's a lot easier to do it like that. It's a lot less work for me to sort of get it all uploaded, but probably not. I will probably keep the basic game machines, and then you've got the different things that we've done with the map, so you can get there and use it. The fertilizer pile might still be there, I'm not quite sure, and the various other bits and pieces that we're doing should still be there, such as all of the hay and everything. Although the change in capacity for all of the bales of hay, I'm not sure it's going to be useful, so maybe I should try to find a way to get rid of those or something. I'm not quite sure. I'll have to see, because it could cause problems for some people trying to upload the new save. Yeah, I'm really not sure, but I will release it, if I can, onto FS UK, the same as I've done with any other releases, or any other save games that I've been able to release. Mystic Gamers, are you ever thinking of using VR? Oh yes, I am definitely thinking of using VR. It'll be the Steam one, which is it's Vive, isn't it? I think that's Vive, the Steam one. That's the one that appeals to me the most. From different things that I've seen, it seems to be the kind of the smoothest one to operate, and it's got some little bits and pieces that if you want to get it on the Oculus Rift, you've got to spend extra money to kind of get to the same point that one's already on, which to my mind kind of defeats the whole purpose of it. So I'd rather actually, I'm going to go back around this way and finish digging this out. I'm going to go down, I think, now with this. We will dig a hole into the wall, and we'll try to dig some steps in there as well. So, yes, I am thinking of using VR, and when I can afford a VR headset, I will definitely get the VR headset, and then I will also seriously consider things such as games that can be done with the VR, which I would really, really love to do. I genuinely, absolutely love to do gaming with VR. I think that would be such an awesome experience, and such an awesome thing to bring to the channel as well, because I seen like Dan TDM do some of the basic games, a job simulator, which I think it was, in the VR, and it just looked like so much fun. It really did. I mean, he did the whole thing where he had the two cameras, so you could see him in the VR and then the actual game. I probably wouldn't do that. I'd probably just stick with the game. But it still looks like a lot of fun. I mean, when you're watching the video back, it doesn't look very much different. Other than the fact you've got your hands in the screen that you can move around, it looks much the same as this when you're watching it back on video. So there is that aspect of it. So until the games have really improved, I mean, we know that we've got Fallout 4 and Skyrim are coming to VR, and they're going to be, when they're released on the PC, they're going to be on the Steam Vive first, before Oculus Rift gets hold of it. So that, to me, is kind of the main reason for trying VR, is to be able to play Skyrim in VR. It's just going to be amazing. It's just going to be absolutely incredible. Skyrim in VR. It does not get much better than Elder Scrolls in full virtual reality. That is just like a dream come true for me. I mean, some of you may not necessarily be into fantasy games in quite the same way that I am, but yeah, that's doesn't really matter to me. I'm into them in a big way, and I'll be getting that even if I don't make videos from it. It's that important to me that that's what I will be doing. There's no question. Right, that was from Mystic Gamers. Kyle Shaver, I think you can plug the Xbox into the PC. We've only got an Xbox 360. I don't know if you've got the same options with the 360 as you have with the Xbox One, and also I've never really played many games on the Xbox. I do a little bit with my kids when they ask me to, but the Xbox is something that they use and I don't. I tend to stick almost exclusively to PC gaming. So yeah, maybe I'll be able to do some Xbox stuff on the PC and make some videos of it at some point, but it's not going to be anytime soon. Patrio Gracemark, with regards to Forza not registering steering wheel, have you tried unplugging all of the joysticks and controllers and launching the game? I did try that, although I may have to try that again and see if I can get something else to work. It might be there's got to be something going on. I still can't get my steering wheel to register in Forza Horizons. Now, it already registered. It worked. I managed to get the thing. It didn't actually register which steering wheel it was. It didn't recognize that it was the Logitech GeForce. But it did at least manage to recognize that there was a steering wheel plugged in, and I was able to use it, and I did a few episodes with it, and now it's just not recognizing that there's even a steering wheel plugged in. It doesn't like it at all, not even a little bit. And it's very frustrating because several of you would like me to do more playthroughs with Forza Horizons, and so, yeah, I would also like to be able to do it, as that's what you want, that's what I want to produce. So, yeah, I will keep working on that, but at the moment, I'm still not having any luck with it. Rightus Sepulus, what mods would you download if you could download just 1, 2, or 3 in FS17? And did you play Farming Simulator in 2009? No, I didn't. FS13 was the first one that I ever played. I'd never played it before that. I'd never even heard of it before that. And I happened to see it on Steam, I think it was. Was it Steam? It might have been... Yeah, I've seen it on Steam. I ended up buying it on their own website rather than through Steam. That's just what I prefer to do. So I tried it out, and I thought, I don't like this, because they did there was a free demo that you could use on their website, which is why I did it that way. And I tried it out, and I spent maybe 10 minutes on it. I thought, this is rubbish. This is really dull. I don't really like this. And I stopped playing it. And then a couple months later, I kept seeing it advertised everywhere. The free demo, try it out. It's really cool. So maybe there's something I'm missing here, because I've seen statistics saying it's like 500,000 people playing this game. And I thought, well, that's a lot of people. That, you know, there must be something I'm missing here, and I've been a farmer my entire life, so let's have a look. So then I downloaded it again, I tried the demo again, and this time I just went a little bit further with it and looked more at the options at what I could do, and seeing the hired help could help you along with different things, and I started to get into it. And I don't really, I could never quite put my finger on what it was about the game that appealed to me so much. But I really started to get, so I bought the full version of it, and I really got stuck into it, and I've never looked back. I've been playing it ever since, and I haven't really taken a break from it. It's the sort of thing that I would play at least once or twice a month, even when before I started doing my YouTube channel and recording videos for it. I mean, now I play it all the time, literally all the time. So yeah, I don't seem to ever stop playing it, and I love the game. It's absolutely brilliant. It's just something about it that it appeals so much, and I guess it's in part because of my having been a farmer. There's so many things that you can do in that game that just remind me of the life that I once lived, and I don't regret not being a farmer anymore. There are certain things that I miss, but there are a lot of aspects of it that were reasons that I gave up doing it in the first place. So, yeah, I didn't play the 2009 version, and but I have been playing since the 2013 version. Now, your other question, I got sidetracked there, I'm sorry. If you could download just 1, 2, or 3 mods, what would they be? Right, well, absolutely top of the list for mods that I would download would be the AI vehicle extension for combining. I don't really use it for normal tractors, but I definitely use it for combining odd-shaped fields. So that would be absolutely top of the list, #1 mod that I would use. Number 2, second mod. Now, what mod do I use? There's probably mods I use all the time without even realizing that I'm using them. I've got to sort of think about this, because like for tractors and stuff, I'm quite happy using the vanilla mods for all the tractors and everything. The vanilla mods, the vanilla tractors. I'm quite happy using those. I quite like those. I've got no complaints with those whatsoever. Combines is much the same. I don't tend to download a lot of combine mods, so I don't really go into those either in a big way. I'm going to assume that you mean mods, not maps. Although, I mean, I suppose a map is a mod, but I'm just going to assume that you mean the actual mods. There is one which is a camera mod, which I have on. I always have this one activated, and that stops your camera from leaping forwards when you go past trees and through tunnels and stuff. That one I would definitely do, because it's absolutely brilliant. I really like that one. And then, oh no, ignore the camera one. I know the other 2 mods that I would use. Definitely, without a doubt. I can't believe I forgot those, because I use those all the time. auto-load log trailer, because I absolutely despise picking logs up by hand, and I do occasionally pick up logs by hand for time-lapse videos. Know this, I hate making those videos. I absolutely despise picking up logs by hand and using cranes and loaders and everything to move them. I absolutely hate it, which is why I don't do a huge amount of forestry videos, because that's what a lot of people want to see, and once you've auto-loaded a few of them, it's kind of, it gets very, very samey. But that is the reason I don't do very much forestry videos, is because I absolutely despise picking logs up by hand. So the auto-load log trailers and an auto-load bale trailer that will take bales and pallets and stuff. Those are my must-have mods, without a doubt. Definitely those. I can't think of any others offhand, but yeah, I think those are enough. Those are absolutely fantastic mods. I can't think of any reason that I would not want to have them. Right, let me just tidy that up there, and then we can jump down a bit. I need to go and empty out my bags now, and then we can run up to the top. Let's just take that down as well. Another one there. I always do 4. If you drop down 4, it usually works quite well. Ends up being quite tidy. There we go. And also, when you're going forward, I mean, sometimes 5 might be better if you're going to put like steps in so that you don't have to jump every single layer, but we can change that around a bit later. Right. Odra Kavanagh, use a fast track 8000 but boost the acceleration and the max speed. Well, that would be for the Texas one, and I think that's actually a good idea. Boosting a fast track to be absolutely ridiculously fast could be a lot of fun. I can see the appeal to that. That would be quite entertaining to do that. So maybe we will do that one, I think. So yes. Although, I mean, the fast track is fast anyway. That's why I tend to go for the other ones. I tend to go for vehicles that aren't fast. I tend to go for vehicles that you don't look at and you think, wow, that thing is just going to go absolutely ridiculous, like hot oil off a shovel or something. It's absolutely brilliant being able to do that. So yeah, I don't tend to look at fast track and think that's the one that I want to do it with. Frickinator Hole, that is an interesting name. You are awesome. I really appreciate your content. I like Minecraft and time lapses. I live in South Africa. I'm also a farmer with potatoes and corn. Can you please do more time lapse? I also miss Rattlesnake Valley. I'm 13. Right. Rattlesnake Valley, I'm not going back. I don't want to do that map again. I liked the map, it was okay, but the narrow gateways and the collisions on absolutely everything just made the map hard work. Like the bale sell point, it was just... It ended up being painful having to play it because of the way that you just couldn't... Nothing flowed easily and quickly. The collisions over everything, it just made life difficult. And it was a nice challenge being able to play it, but I said to myself when I was a little over, like, 10 episodes in, or whatever it might have been, that once I had finished the series, I was not going to be going back to that map. There's something... It's nice to have a map that's a challenge, but at the same time, when you're doing time-lapse episodes, time-lapse takes me... I do 12 hours of gameplay in a week for the time-lapse videos, right? That's a total of 12 hours of gameplay through the week. Now, that is a lot of gameplay, so unless you're playing a map that you really do love, it starts to wear a bit thin after a while, and I could see... I was enjoying Rattlesnake Valley when, unfortunately, it all went a little bit wrong, but I don't want to go back to it and do it again, because I could see the map getting to the point where I really didn't want to play it. And I don't want to be in that situation. So no, I have no intentions of going back to Rattlesnake Valley. I probably won't do a 4 times map again either, because the sheer size of it meant that a lot of the jobs were taking too long, even for a time lapse. I mean, you do 6 hours of harvesting. There's only so much you can look at for a 20-minute video when you're doing the same thing for a full 6 hours. At least with the ones I'm doing now. And I don't have to, like, split it in 2 either, so you don't have, like, 2 episodes of the same thing continuously. I get a lot more variation in the standard size maps, so it's unlikely that I will ever do a 4 times map again. That was sort of a bit of an experiment to see how it would work, and it didn't work as well as I'd hoped. I felt that in general, there are some people who really preferred those the 4x ones over any of the others, but in general, the majority of the people that watch the time lapses do seem to prefer the standard size maps and the more careful and considered choices that you have to make with everything that you do in the standard size map. So for that reason, I will almost certainly be keeping 2 standard size maps from now on. And no, I won't be doing more time lapse either. More time lapse requires a lot more time. Like I said, it's 6 hours of gameplay plus another 6 hours of editing. That's too long. I don't have time to do that in the week. So no, it will 2 maximum, and at some point I will be going back down to 1 time lapse a week like I used to do, but probably not for a little while yet. Peter Gagnon Jr. in Farming Simulator, if you could create a mod, what would it be? Now that's a tough one. Normally, if people are talking about, you can put any random mod you like into the map. See, I'm really torn because we got so much stuff now. There's so many mods out there that you can use. Doesn't really make any difference. So I would say probably new crops that require specialist equipment, such as parsley and parsley harvesters, or new types of potato harvesters, things like that. That's kind of about the only things that I can think of, is those absolutely specialist ones. Maybe like flowers, tulips and stuff like that, and the gear required to harvest all of the tulips. That would be pretty cool, because tulips is quite big in some parts of the world, and other flowers as well. That would also be very cool. What do I do here? Oh, this is where we were marking something out, where we originally decided to try and build this thing, and then we decided that we didn't want it this big. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a wall here. There we go. There's our wall. And done. Right. So yeah, I would say probably a specialist crop, maybe like orange trees or something like that as well. That could be pretty cool. And a new gear. I mean, we're getting sugarcane and sugarcane harvesters, but beyond that, I don't really know. I'm genuinely not sure what else I would add to the game in the way of mods, other than new crops. Maybe some different animals. Maybe something like that. Some new animals of some kind. Although, again, I'm not really sure what new animals to add in, unless you do like large-scale duck production or something. I really don't know. It's a difficult one to know now, because we got so much stuff that is available that you can already use. It's difficult to pick something new that you haven't already got. Finally, we have Darker. Remember me when you hit 1 million subs? I joined at around 14 to 15,000 subs. Don't let fame take over. Well, I hope I don't let fame take over. I'm not really... See, I'm confident that I will reach 100,000 subscribers. Whether or not we ever reach the far more distant target of 1 million subscribers, I really have no idea. And if we did, it's going to be a very, very long way in the future. But I would hope that the people who I've regularly spoken to, certainly on a weekly basis, every week for the last year or more, well, over a year now, I'm confident that I'm not going to be forgetting you all in a hurry, because you've been here and you've been commenting and you've been having input into the channel from the beginning. So it's kind of it's like a special bond between YouTuber and YouTube fan that's not likely to be easily broken and forgotten. The fact that you're already part of the channel, you're part of the background, and that goes for everybody that regularly comments and interacts with the channel. I recognize a lot of people. There's a lot of names that I'm familiar with and I see commenting all the time. There's names that have commented a lot in the past and haven't very much recently, and occasionally I see them post up a comment, and I think oh, it's really nice to see you back again. I couldn't sort of list you all off by name straight away because it's so difficult to keep track. But I do sort of remember that the names that regularly interact, and I'm not likely to forget you in the near future. And as it gets bigger, and some days when I'm absolutely overloaded with comments in the comment sections and I don't have a lot of time, I go through it, and it tends to be the ones that have been interacting with the channel a lot for a long time that I'm more likely to respond to when I don't have a lot of time to respond to comments and I'm flooded with loads of comments. I mean, some weeks, you probably noticed last few weeks, I've really struggled for time, so I haven't responded to a lot of comments at all on the comment sections, but I'm still reading them. I do read all the comments. I always do. Every time. So, yeah, and I'm also aware that we had a bit of an issue with bots a couple of, was it last week, I think it was. Hopefully, that's kind of, well, it's fallen by the wayside at the moment, but I expect they'll probably come back at some point, because they always do. It's something, it's like the plague of all the YouTube channels. But anyway, I have run out of time, so if you have got any questions that you would like to have answered, then make sure you stick them in the comment section of this video, and next week I will do my best to get through and answer every single one of them in... well, I intend to do it in a quick and tidy fashion, and I end up rambling about all kinds of things, as you've probably noticed. But anyway, if you enjoyed this episode, then please head down below and give us a like, and if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me, get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. But until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.